Welcome to our countdown of 10 true facts you won't believe. Get ready to have your mind blown as we dive into the strange, surprising, and downright unbelievable realities of our world.
The phenomenon of exploding ants is most famously observed in a group of ants from the genus Colobopsis, previously classified under Camponotus. These ants, colloquially known as exploding ants or kamikaze ants, are found primarily in the rainforests of Southeast Asia. This unique defense mechanism is both fascinating and extreme, making these ants a striking example of self-sacrificial behavior in the animal kingdom. When threatened, specific worker ants in the colony, known as minor workers, act as a living bomb to protect their nest. By contracting their abdominal muscles, they rupture specialized glands filled with a sticky, toxic substance. The resulting explosion sprays the adhesive liquid onto the attacker, immobilizing or killing it. This act of self-destruction, known as autothysis, is fatal to the individual ant, but serves to safeguard the colony. The substance often has an unpleasant odor and can act as both a physical deterrent and a chemical weapon. The most well-documented species demonstrating this behavior is Colobopsis explodens, which was officially described in 2018. These ants live in large colonies, often inhabiting trees and foraging for resources in their forest environments. Only specific members of the colony, the minor workers, are capable of performing this dramatic act of defense. Other members, such as major workers and the queen, do not exhibit this explosive behavior, but contribute to the colony's survival in other ways. The evolution of this extreme form of altruism highlights the importance of colony-level survival over individual survival in social insects. By sacrificing themselves, these ants ensure the protection of the queen and other colony members, preserving the group's genetic lineage. This extraordinary strategy underscores the complex and highly specialized nature of ant societies, where individuals often function as parts of a larger superorganism. Exploding ants are a vivid reminder of the diversity of life strategies in nature, showcasing how organisms adapt to their ecological niches in surprising and innovative ways. Their dramatic self-sacrificial behavior continues to intrigue biologists and underscores the importance of studying even the smallest creatures to understand the broader dynamics of life on Earth.
Pigeons possess remarkable cognitive abilities, and one of the most fascinating is their capacity for self-recognition in mirrors. This ability, often considered a hallmark of advanced intelligence, has been demonstrated in experiments involving pigeons, challenging the assumption that such behavior is exclusive to humans and a few other animals like dolphins, elephants, and great apes. The phenomenon of self-recognition is typically tested using the mirror test, a behavioral experiment developed by psychologist Gordon Gallup Jr. in 1970. In this test, an animal is marked with a visible, odorless spot on a part of its body that it cannot see without a mirror. If the animal uses the mirror to investigate and attempt to remove the mark, it is considered evidence of self-awareness. Studies on pigeons, particularly those conducted by researchers like Shigeru Watanabe, have shown that these birds can pass a modified version of the mirror test. While pigeons may not pass the test in the same way as primates or elephants, they exhibit behaviors indicating they understand the reflection is not another bird, but rather an image of themselves. For instance, pigeons have been trained to use mirrors to locate hidden objects or to identify marks on their bodies, demonstrating a level of self-referential understanding. This ability suggests that pigeons possess a higher level of cognitive sophistication than traditionally assumed. Their brains, while small, are highly efficient and specialized for tasks requiring visual processing, memory, and problem-solving. Pigeons are also capable of other complex behaviors, such as distinguishing between different artistic styles, recognizing individual humans, and even identifying patterns in written language. The findings on pigeons and self-recognition challenge the conventional notion that self-awareness is limited to a few highly intelligent species. Instead, they highlight the diverse ways animals process and interpret their environments, emphasizing that intelligence manifests differently across species. These discoveries also encourage a broader perspective on animal cognition, pushing scientists to explore and appreciate the unique mental capabilities of creatures that might otherwise be underestimated.
Bubble wrap, now widely known as a protective packaging material, has an unexpectedly creative origin. It was initially invented as a type of textured wallpaper. This surprising backstory begins in 1957, when engineers Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavans sought to create a new kind of decorative wall covering. Their idea was to develop a three-dimensional plastic wallpaper by sealing two sheets of plastic with air pockets in between, giving it a unique, futuristic texture. The wallpaper concept, however, did not catch on. Consumers at the time were not particularly drawn to the unusual bumpy surface for interior design purposes. Despite this setback, Fielding and Chavan recognized the potential of their invention in other applications. They began experimenting with the material for insulation and greenhouse use, but it wasn't until 1960 that bubble wrap found its true purpose. The turning point came when the duo founded Sealed Air Corporation and marketed bubble wrap as a packaging material. IBM was one of their first major clients, using bubble wrap to protect delicate computer components during shipping. The material's lightweight, cushioning properties and ability to protect fragile items from damage made it an instant success in the packaging industry. Over the years, bubble wrap has become synonymous with safe shipping and handling, and it's now used globally to transport everything from electronics to glassware. Bubble wrap has also become a source of entertainment and stress relief. The irresistible urge to pop the small air-filled bubbles has turned the material into a playful and therapeutic pastime for many. This unintended side effect has contributed to its enduring popularity, even beyond its practical uses. The history of bubble wrap serves as a reminder of how innovation and adaptability can transform an idea that initially fails into a global success. What started as an unconventional wallpaper concept evolved into one of the most ubiquitous and beloved packaging solutions, proving that even the quirkiest inventions can find their purpose with a little creativity and persistence.
Clouds, those seemingly weightless formations drifting across the sky, are far heavier than they appear. In fact, an average cumulus cloud, the fluffy, white kind commonly seen on sunny days, can weigh over 1 million pounds. This surprising fact highlights the fascinating physics behind these everyday natural phenomena. Clouds are composed of countless tiny water droplets or ice crystals that form when warm, moist air rises and cools, causing water vapor to condense. While each individual droplet is minuscule, often smaller than a grain of sand, the combined mass of all the droplets in a cloud adds up quickly. A typical cumulus cloud, for instance, may contain about 500 million grams of water per cubic meter, and with clouds often spanning several kilometers in volume, the total weight can exceed 1 million pounds. Despite their immense weight, clouds remain suspended in the sky due to the way the droplets are dispersed. The water droplets in a cloud are so small that they are buoyed by rising warm air and the upward forces of turbulence. This allows them to float, seemingly defying gravity. Additionally, the density of the droplets is much lower than that of solid or liquid water, further contributing to the cloud's ability to stay aloft. The weight of a cloud is often compared to physical objects for perspective. 1 million pounds is roughly equivalent to the weight of about 100 elephants or a fully loaded jumbo jet. This immense mass is spread over such a large area that it doesn't exert noticeable force on the ground below, unlike rainfall where the condensed droplets combine and fall as precipitation. Understanding the weight of clouds not only deepens our appreciation for atmospheric phenomena, but also sheds light on the complex interplay of physics and meteorology that governs our weather systems. Clouds play a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate by reflecting sunlight, trapping heat and cycling water through precipitation. Their deceptively delicate appearance masks their true complexity and importance, reminding us that even the most familiar aspects of nature can hold incredible secrets.
The snakehead fish, a cousin of the goldfish, is an extraordinary species known for its ability to survive extreme conditions, including living without a head for days under certain circumstances. This remarkable feat highlights the snakehead's highly adaptable biology and resilience, earning it a reputation as one of nature's most formidable survivors. Snakehead fish, specifically the chana species, possess a robust circulatory system and an advanced nerve network that allow their bodies to function autonomously for a short period, even after decapitation. This capability stems from their biology, which supports limited survival independent of their brain. The phenomenon is most evident in cases where the fish's decapitation leaves enough tissue intact to sustain basic physiological functions. For instance, their musculature and reflexive responses can continue briefly, as the body does not instantly shut down after losing the head. Snakeheads are obligate air breathers, meaning they can survive outside water by breathing atmospheric oxygen. This adaptation helps them endure harsh environments such as stagnant or oxygen-poor waters and contributes to their resilience. Even when critically injured, their ability to absorb oxygen directly from the air can sustain their tissues for longer periods compared to fish relying solely on gills. Snakeheads are known for their invasive and adaptable nature. They can move across land using a wriggling motion and survive for extended periods out of water, provided their skin remains moist. This capability is crucial in their native environments, where they may traverse between water bodies to find better living conditions. Their resilience to injury, combined with their ability to breathe air, underscores their reputation as survival specialists. While the snakehead fish's biological toughness is fascinating, it has also made them a problematic invasive species in areas outside their native range. Snakeheads have been introduced to ecosystems worldwide, often through the pet trade or intentional release. Their voracious appetite and ability to outcompete native species pose significant threats to biodiversity. Many countries now regulate or ban the possession and release of snakeheads to prevent ecological damage. The snakehead's capacity to survive extreme conditions, including headless survival under certain scenarios, showcases the astonishing adaptability of life. This trait serves as a testament to the evolutionary pressures that shaped the snakehead into a tenacious and resilient predator. It also highlights the need for careful study and management of species with such extraordinary characteristics to balance ecological preservation and scientific curiosity.
Spider silk is one of nature's most remarkable materials, often cited for being stronger than steel of the same thickness. This incredible property, combined with its lightweight and flexibility, has fascinated scientists and engineers for decades. Understanding spider silk's unique characteristics reveals why it stands as a marvel of biomaterials. Spider silk is incredibly strong for its size, with some types of silk, such as dragline silk, having a tensile strength of up to 1.3 gigapascals. This strength is comparable to steel, which typically has a tensile strength ranging from 0.2 to 1.2 gigapascals, depending on the alloy. However, spider silk's advantages go beyond strength. It is significantly lighter than steel and highly elastic, capable of stretching up to 5 times its original length without breaking. These combined properties make spider silk tougher than steel in terms of energy absorption and durability. The strength of spider silk arises from its unique protein-based structure. It is composed of long chains of amino acids, particularly glycine and alanine, which arrange themselves into crystalline regions within the silk. These regions provide strength, while amorphous non-crystalline sections allow for elasticity. This hierarchical structure gives spider silk its unparalleled combination of strength and flexibility. Biological function. Spiders use silk for various purposes, including building webs, wrapping prey, creating egg sacs, and forming drag lines for movement and escape. Different types of silk produced by the same spider serve specific functions, with variations in strength, elasticity, and adhesive properties. Dragline silk, used as a lifeline, is among the strongest types, ensuring the spider's safety during movement or in the face of predators. Potential applications. The exceptional properties of spider silk have inspired efforts to replicate it for industrial and medical applications. Scientists have studied ways to produce synthetic spider silk through genetic engineering, using organisms like bacteria, yeast, and even goats to produce silk proteins. Potential applications include creating ultra-strong ropes, bulletproof clothing, biodegradable fishing lines, and medical sutures. Spider silk's biocompatibility and non-toxicity also make it a promising material for regenerative medicine, such as scaffolding for tissue growth. Challenges in replication. Despite its potential, mass-producing spider silk remains a challenge. Spiders produce limited amounts of silk, and farming spiders is impractical due to their territorial and cannibalistic behavior. Efforts to synthesize spider silk in the lab have yielded some success, but recreating its precise molecular structure and properties on a large scale has proven complex and expensive. A marvel of nature. Spider silk's ability to outperform steel while being lightweight and sustainable underscores the ingenuity of nature's designs. It has become a symbol of biomimicry, inspiring innovations across multiple fields. As research progresses, spider silk may one day revolutionize industries ranging from textiles to medicine, proving that some of the most extraordinary materials come from the natural world.
The story of the Frisbee's inventor being turned into a Frisbee after his death is both unusual and fitting, perfectly capturing the legacy of a man who left an enduring mark on recreational culture. Walter Morrison, often credited with inventing the modern Frisbee, had an extraordinary connection to the iconic flying disc, a connection that extended even after his passing. Walter Morrison, along with his partner Warren Francione, invented the first prototype of what would become the Frisbee in the late 1940s. They initially called it the Pluto platter, inspired by the fascination with UFOs during that era. Morrison's design was simple but effective. A lightweight aerodynamic disc that could be thrown long distances and caught with ease. In 1957, the rights to the Pluto platter were sold to the toy company Wham-O, which rebranded it as the Frisbee. The name was inspired by the Frisbee Pie Company, whose pie tins had been used by college students for tossing games decades earlier. The Frisbee quickly became a cultural phenomenon, loved by people of all ages for its simplicity and versatility. It also gave rise to sports like ultimate frisbee and disc golf, further cementing its place in recreational history. Morrison had a deep personal attachment to his invention, viewing the Frisbee as more than just a toy, but as a symbol of creativity and joy. After his death in 2010 at the age of 90, his wishes reflected this connection. His ashes were molded into a Frisbee. This unusual tribute was arranged by his family, who saw it as a fitting way to honor his legacy and passion. Morrison's posthumous transformation into a Frisbee symbolized not only his creative ingenuity but also the enduring spirit of fun and play associated with his invention. His family reportedly cherished the memorial Frisbee, keeping it as a reminder of the man who revolutionized recreational games with a simple flying disc. Walter Morrison's Frisbee continues to be a beloved part of global culture, with millions of discs sold every year and countless games played in parks, beaches and backyards. His unusual choice to become part of a Frisbee after death adds an extra layer of charm to the story of this iconic invention, underscoring the playful spirit that the Frisbee represents. This tale of innovation, passion and a uniquely personal farewell is a reminder of how one person's creativity can leave an indelible impact on the world, and how their legacy can literally take flight.
The smell of freshly cut grass, a scent often associated with summer and outdoor activities, is actually a plant's distress signal. When grass or other plants are damaged, such as during mowing or grazing, they release a complex mix of chemicals known as green leaf volatiles, or GLVs. These volatile organic compounds serve multiple purposes in the plant's defense and communication strategies. What are green leaf volatiles, or GLVs? GLVs are a group of chemicals that plants produce when their tissues are injured. These compounds include aldehydes, alcohols, and esters, which together create the characteristic fresh-cut grass aroma. While humans find this smell pleasant and nostalgic, for plants, it serves as a critical response to physical damage. Why do plants release GLVs? The release of GLVs after damage is a survival mechanism for plants. These compounds play several important roles. First, attracting predators of herbivores. Some GLVs act as a chemical signal to attract predators or parasitoids that feed on herbivorous insects. For example, if a caterpillar chews on a plant, the emitted GLVs might draw in parasitic wasps that attack the caterpillar, reducing the plant's damage. Second, warning nearby plants. GLVs can serve as a warning signal to neighboring plants, prompting them to activate their own defense mechanisms. This may include producing bitter-tasting chemicals or strengthening their cell walls to deter further herbivory. And third, healing and defense. Within the damaged plant itself, GLVs help kickstart internal healing processes. They can signal the plant to produce antimicrobial compounds to prevent infection at the wound site and to focus resources on repairing the damage. While the release of GLVs is a biochemical response, the way humans perceive it adds an interesting layer. The scent of cut grass is associated with positive emotions and nostalgia, likely due to its connection with outdoor leisure activities and pleasant weather. This human reaction is purely psychological and unrelated to the plant's intent, but it demonstrates how biological processes in nature can evoke deep sensory responses. The discovery of GLVs and their roles in plant communication challenges the traditional view of plants as passive organisms. It underscores the complexity of plant behavior, revealing that plants have evolved sophisticated ways to interact with their environment and respond to threats. This understanding has practical applications in agriculture, where manipulating GLV signaling could improve pest management and crop resilience. What seems like a simple, pleasant smell is actually a plant's way of signaling distress and defending itself. This newfound perspective on the aroma of freshly cut grass not only deepens our understanding of plant biology, but also reminds us of the intricate and dynamic ways plants engage with their environment. It is a testament to the complexity of life on Earth, even in the smallest and most familiar phenomena.
New Zealand is famously known for having more sheep than people, a fact that has long been a defining feature of the country's agricultural identity and cultural image. This unique statistic highlights the significance of sheep farming in New Zealand's economy, landscape, and way of life. As of recent estimates, New Zealand is home to approximately 5 million people. However, the sheep population has historically dwarfed the human population. In the 1980s, there were over 70 million sheep in the country, giving it one of the highest sheep-to-human ratios in the world, around 22 sheep per person. While the number of sheep has decreased significantly over the decades due to diversification in agriculture and changing market demands, there are still around 25 million sheep in New Zealand today. This puts the current ratio at about 5 sheep per person, which is still remarkable. Sheep farming has been a cornerstone of New Zealand's economy since the 19th century, when European settlers introduced sheep to the islands. The country's temperate climate, rolling pastures and ample land made it ideal for raising sheep. Over time, sheep farming became a dominant industry, with New Zealand becoming a leading global exporter of wool, lamb and mutton. Wool in particular was a driving force behind the economy for much of the 20th century. New Zealand's high-quality wool is prized for its durability and versatility, and the country continues to be a major player in the international wool market, although synthetic alternatives have reduced global demand. In recent years, New Zealand's agricultural landscape has shifted with a greater focus on dairy farming, wine production and other industries. This diversification has led to a decline in the number of sheep, but they remain an integral part of the agricultural sector. New Zealand lamb is still a sought-after product in international markets, particularly in Europe and Asia. Sheep are deeply embedded in New Zealand's cultural identity. They are often featured in jokes, stereotypes and tourism campaigns that play on the country's rural charm. For example, the image of a lone shepherd with a flock of sheep against a backdrop of New Zealand's stunning landscapes is iconic. Tourists can even visit sheep farms to experience sheep shearing demonstrations and learn about the industry firsthand. Events like the Golden Shears, an international sheep shearing competition, also highlight the skills and traditions associated with sheep farming in the country. While other countries, such as Australia and Wales, also have large sheep populations, New Zealand's sheep-to-human ratio is among the highest in the world. It serves as a quirky and enduring fact that underscores the country's deep connection to its pastoral roots. New Zealand's status as a land of more sheep than people reflects its agricultural history and the role sheep farming has played in shaping its economy, culture and identity. While the numbers have declined over the years, the sheep still outnumber the human population, making this statistic a fascinating and enduring aspect of New Zealand's national character.
The unicorn, a mythical creature often associated with purity, grace and untamed power, holds the unique distinction of being Scotland's national animal. This surprising yet fitting choice reflects Scotland's rich cultural heritage, blending myth, symbolism and history to create a national emblem that is as enchanting as it is meaningful. Scotland's association with the unicorn dates back centuries, rooted in Celtic mythology and medieval traditions. In Celtic lore, the unicorn was a symbol of innocence, purity and healing, but also of ferocity and strength. These qualities made the unicorn an appealing symbol for a nation with a long history of fierce independence and resilience. During the late Middle Ages and Renaissance, the unicorn became a prominent feature in European heraldry and art, often depicted as a majestic creature with a single spiraling horn. In Scottish heraldry, unicorns were associated with the monarchy and appeared on royal coats of arms. By the 15th century, the unicorn was firmly established as a symbol of Scottish royalty, representing the virtues and ideals of the nation. The unicorn's official status as a national symbol of Scotland can be traced to its inclusion in the royal coat of arms. During the reign of James VI of Scotland, later James I of England, the Scottish and English coats of arms were combined following the union of the crowns in 1603. The Scottish arms featured two unicorns as supporters of the shield, symbolising strength and purity. After the union, one unicorn remained alongside England's lion, symbolising the union of the two kingdoms. Unicorns in heraldry are often depicted with a chain around their necks, a detail that may seem contradictory to the creature's association with freedom. However, this imagery symbolises the taming of a wild and powerful force, reflecting the idea that the unicorn was so strong and untamable it could only be subdued by a worthy ruler. The choice of the unicorn as Scotland's national animal highlights the nation's love for mythology and storytelling. It also speaks to Scotland's enduring spirit and identity as a land of mystery, beauty and strength. The unicorn is deeply woven into Scottish cultural heritage, appearing in various works of art, architecture and modern representations of national pride. Tourists visiting Scotland today can find unicorn imagery on historical buildings, monuments and even modern government insignias. The creature's presence serves as a reminder of Scotland's unique identity and its embrace of both historical and mythical elements. While the unicorn is a mythical creature, its symbolic qualities align closely with Scotland's national character. The combination of purity, strength, and a touch of mystery captures the essence of a country celebrated for its rugged landscapes, rich traditions, and independent spirit. Scotland's choice of the unicorn as its national animal is a testament to the country's ability to blend history, mythology, and cultural identity into a symbol that resonates deeply with its people. The unicorn, both magical and majestic, represents the ideals of Scotland's past and present, making it a truly unique and meaningful national emblem.
Thank you for watching. We hope these mind-blowing facts left you amazed and inspired. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell because there's plenty more where that came from. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next one.